Barnes, Leslie, and Jimmy. And please welcome George Wendt to the show. Hello, George.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
George, first of all, congratulations. Weren't you just in the news no more than a few months ago because of that long-running suit with that restaurant company that you guys finally won that suit?
Right. Well, we settled our differences.
It had to do with the Cheers bars at the airports, right? Because they had like Norm and Cliff characters, but the restaurant didn't have your express permission to use your likeness. Was that what it was about?
Yeah.
Well,
in a nutshell, yes.
Okay.
Wouldn't the show own the likeness of the character, or you?
Well, that was one of the issues. But we couldn't help it if the characters looked like us.
Right.
So they figured that since they owned the characters, they could use your likeness, but
there are laws against using someone's likeness.
I know you guys have a big Cheers marathon coming up, and that's good because I've never seen one episode of Cheers.
I can't believe that.
We were kind of blown away this morning because Jimmy and I are big Cheers fans.
Huge
and then Barnes made this
I never
revelation.
saw one episode of Cheers, ever.
Wow.
Now's your time to get caught up.
Yeah, now I can see every one of them in 1 week.
Well, in his defense, though.
Take care of that.
Yeah,
no time wasted.
Yeah, in his defense, though, it was kind of hard to find because it was just on for 11 years. But
yeah, George, when was the last time you saw an episode, like a full episode, before, obviously this marathon is coming up?
I was in the UK, and they were running it there, and my kids actually wanted to watch all of a sudden because maybe they were tired of all the English television or something, and I watched an episode then.
What did they use for the beer on Cheers?
Just that non-alcoholic beer.
Oh, so
or whatever.
So it really was beer, just non-alcoholic.
Yeah.
You guys were able to go through, one of the worst things a show can go through, and that is you had the death of a character on your show. Not only the death of a character, but the death of an actual actor.
Yeah.
When Nick
Colasante.
Colasante died, did you think at the time that you would be able to continue with the show? Because he was so good and so important to the show.
Yeah. Oddly enough, actors would generally be small enough to consider their career, but we were just sort of numb, about Nick, and it's hard to sort out your emotions after something like that.
Because I can't imagine what it had to be like the first day back on the set, and what the attitude must very difficult. But Woody Harrelson came in and really did a great job of creating a whole new character that lived on its own.
Yeah. They both shared that quality of being able to play smart yet literal. They always approach things in a very literal-minded way, which sort of comes off as dumb, but it's not really.
We're talking to George Wendt. Who along the years have you kept up with?
Well, pretty much everybody. I see BB when I'm in New York, and Wood when he's in the neighborhood, and John, of course. We were still fighting the legal battles all those years.
Right.
And Teddy's in the neighborhood, and so I pretty much, and Rhea and our kids go to school together.
Back then, was Woody Harrelson always climbing up trees, or did he progress into this extreme stance that he's in now? Or was he always like he was now?
He sort of evolved into it.
Did he?
Yeah, he sort of missed the whole hippie thing as a child, and so he fully embraced it as an adult.
Yeah.
The other thing that that you made very famous through the years, of course, people forgot that you were one of the original Saturday Night Live Da Bears guys.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Who was the first guy to coin Da Bears?
Well, there's a long history. The first guy on the show was Joe Mantegna.
Mm-hmm.
But it actually started out about 10 years earlier in a little show in a bar in Chicago called the Happy Happy Good Show with Robert Smigel and Bob Odenkirk and Conan O'Brien and Andy Richter.
And how did you get involved?
Oh, well, those guys wound up all being writers for SNL. And so when Joe Mantegna came on, they thought they'd revise those characters that they used to do in the bar. And then a few months later, I came on, and everything was, great for the Bears and the Bulls at that time. And so Robert Smigel, who wrote most of them with Odenkirk originally, and then subsequently by himself, he's a fantastic writer for Saturday Night Live and other shows. And he and I sort of made little careers out of it.
Was there a particular Norm episode that was your favorite?
probably the one where I had to fire everybody. But
Right.
in general, Norm episodes were not my cup of tea. I preferred Sam and Diane episodes or something.
Is that just because you like to come in to, hey, Norm, and...
Yeah, I like to do my little bit, and have everything in its proper place.
What was your favorite exchange? The classics were when you'd come in, everybody go, hey, Norm,
Yeah.
how's life treating you? Like it found me in bed with his wife.
Yeah.
What was your favorite comeback?
Yeah. Speaking of Nick, he used to, sometimes screw up the feed on the setup for this punchline. It'd be like, how's life treating you? Like I just ran over its dog.
Right.
And he'd go, hey, Normie, what's up? And I go, like I just ran over its dog. Hey, Normie, how you doing? Like I just ran over its dog. Take 3. Hey, Normie, you want a beer? Like I just ran over its dog. Take 4. Okay, come on, Nick.
That's
It was
funny.
a lot of fun.
When the show finally came to an end, do you think that everyone was just sort of ready for it to end, or were there some people that were really disappointed that it was coming to an end?
No, we were ready. We loved having the job security and everything, and we were still having a good time on this set. But Ted is very astute, and it was starting to feel like we stayed too long in the senior class. Like we were like in senior class for like 5 years. Starting to feel a little creepy, like we were the guys who never got out of high school.
And I'm getting the idea that even though it was an ensemble show, Ted Danson was really the leader of the group.
Well, yeah, he's a very very thoughtful, wise, smart guy, and it was his call, and he knew it, and he had the courage to make it.
George Wendt, thanks for your time.
Thanks.
The best of the Morning X. 99.9.